ministerial meeting in Venezuela and therefore has had to change his travel plans at short notice. However, he has sent us a message to the author, which I will read out shortly. We will be joined shortly, or we already have with us on the stage, Mr. Amandeep Gill, the author, the publisher, Mr. Shobhit Arya. I request you also to kindly come on the stage. Our guest of honor tonight has travelled from Tehran to be with us, Mr. Kambiz Naficy. Master or Ustad Naficy, to his students, was born in Iran and now lives in the US. Incidentally, his father was posted at the Iranian embassy in Washington during the Kennedy days, and he is now back in Washington, D.C., where he once went to middle school. Mr. Naficy earned an MBA from a Harvard affiliate and a Master's in International Finance from Columbia University. After a successful career as a banker on Wall Street and as an entrepreneur, he took a turn inward in the early 1990s. He joined Maharshi Mahesh Yogi for 2 years of silence and study of the ancient scriptures of India. Thereafter, he was initiated into Kriya Yoga by Swami Hariharananda, the spiritual heir of Swami Yogananda. He widened his study to include the ancient Shaivite texts of Kashmir, such as the Spanda Karikas as well as the Yoga Sutras, and studied the parallels between them and modern physics and psychology. For the past 20 years, he has taught the ancient science of Kriya Yoga to students in the Middle East, India, Sri Lanka, Canada, Europe, the US and Iran. He's a powerful orator and writer. He's also a published poet. He straddles in a unique manner the cultures of India, Persia and the West. Mr. Naficy, we are honored to have you with us today. I now request Mr. Amandeep Gill, Mr. Shobhit Arya and Mr. Kambiz Naficy to kindly release the book. I now request Mr. Shobhit Arya to kindly speak a few words.
Distinguished guests and friends, I must begin with a disclaimer, which is that I've been asked to keep my introduction to the author very dry. So I'm going to try to be as dry as possible, but if I don't succeed, you know where to put the blame. Then I was first introduced to a dear author by another very dear common friend of ours who we have the pleasure of having with us today, Mr. Sanjay Sudhir, and I must take this opportunity to express my gratitude to you. When I came to meet him and get to know him better, naturally some questions sprung up, which were, what really happens when you have a scientific mind of an engineer also being a fertile ground of a poet? When you have one of the most soft-spoken diplomats, also somebody who really then negotiates as hard as possible to keep the country's interests and to borrow from his area of expertise. What happens when you have nuclear fission and fusion together? For me, I get a potent combination of prose and poetry together in one evocative book. Evocative, where it actually made us start a new imprint, specifically so that we could publish this book. That's verses, we didn't used to do poetry earlier. And I'm sure for you all, it would mean a very stimulating and engaging evening.